Mr. Speaker, we lost the historic opportunity last night to name Calgary Greenway after Manmeet Singh Buller. Now, the NDP government has another historic opportunity to make up for two pipelines, Energy East and Northern Gateway, by supporting the Eagle Spirit Energy Corridor in partnership with all the First Nations who are backing this $16 billion project. To the Minister of Energy, are you prepared to have a debate under Standing Order 30 on this new pipeline? Yes or no?
Minister of Economic Development and Trade.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and I can tell you to respond to the honourable member's question that there are ongoing conversations as far as other opportunities to get our product to Tidewater. We recognize this is absolutely critical, Mr. Speaker, and that's why the Minister of Energy, along with the Premier, have been championing pipelines to Tidewater. We know it's the safest way to move our products. We know we need to get it to Tidewater. Mr. Speaker, we're going to continue to make that our #1 priority, and we will engage with all communities and look at all different possible routes.
First supplemental.
Mr. Speaker, given the Federal Parliament now has Bill C-48, the tanker ban bill, at the committee stage, and the government of Alberta did not show up in person to defend Alberta's interests, and given all the First Nations backing the Eagle Spirit pipeline oppose the tanker ban, to the Minister of Energy again, instead of paying lip service to the Indigenous people, will you stand up and defend Alberta's interests and support this all First Nations backed Eagle Spirit pipeline? I'm talking about...
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, our government will never back down from fighting for Alberta jobs and Alberta's energy sector. We've been clear with Ottawa, Mr. Speaker, that economic development can coexist with environmental protection. One does not need to sacrifice the other. And in fact, Mr. Speaker, I believe it was the Minister of Energy that wrote to Minister Garneau to press our specific concerns with the federal tanker ban bill earlier this month. But I can tell you, Mr. Speaker, that our government is working collaboratively with other provinces in the federal government, unlike the opposition over there that would jump up and down and scream and get no results.
Second supplemental.
Mr. Speaker, given that within 24 hours after returning from Europe, I had submitted a letter to the Parliamentary Committee arguing on Canada Free Trade Agreement and constitutional grounds against the tanker ban, and given the Premier is the Minister responsible for intergovernmental relations, can the Premier explain to this House what are her back channels to the PMO saying about the tanker ban and the social license, and when will this discriminatory tanker ban bill will be stopped?
The Honourable Minister of Economic Development and Trade.
Again, Mr. Speaker, you know what? I'm not about to take advice from those guys over there. Their leader was in Ottawa for 16 years. And you know how many pipelines to Tidewater you got built? 0. What we are doing is not only did we put forward a robust climate leadership plan to show that our energy sector is the most environmental and takes all precautions necessary to protect our environment, we're showing that energy and environment go hand in hand, Mr. Speaker. I can tell you that we will continue to work with the federal government to deliver results, unlike the opposition, which will continue to deliver hot air.
Thank you.